Okay, so how to make particles following a curve in Blender. So I'm going to show you the technique real fast, and then if you want to, you can join me in creating this particle circle neon loop thing here. So let's just jump straight into it. So I'm going to go File, New, and General, and I'm going to select everything here and delete. And then we want to bring in a circle, so I'm going to go Shift A and bring in a curve circle. So let's scale up this curve circle and go into top view by clicking 7. And now we want to bring in a mesh circle. So not a curve circle, but a mesh circle. So this mesh circle is going to be a particle emitter, a particle creator. So let's just scale it up a bit and go into edit mode and fill it in. We're just clicking F like that and go back into object mode. We're going to rotate it around on the X 90 degrees, and we're just going to place it somewhere around there. So now if we go into particles properties, click on that and click this plus icon, and if I hit spacebar, we're going to have particles falling straight down. So let's make them go around instead. So I'm going to go into top view here, just going to reset this particle system, and now we want to click on this curved circle here and then open up this physics properties. We're going to open up the force field, and we're going to change this force here from force to curve guide. So click on curve guide, and now if I hit the spacebar, we're going to have particles looping around this circle here. Obviously these particles are moving way too fast for my taste, so let's just reset this particle system and go into top view. Now let's click this particle creator here and go into the particle settings. And the way we can slow down the speed of these particles here is by increasing the lifetime number. So if we set this lifetime to a higher number, the particles will slow down. So let's just change this from 50 to 250 like that. If I go into top view, and now these particles are moving with way less speed. So let's get so this is pretty much the gist of it, of making particles following a curve. So if you want to join me in creating what you saw in the beginning, let's just continue with our journey. So I'm just going to reset the particle system here, and we're going to set this end number to 1000. So this end number is for how long this particle emitter is going to create particles. So now this particle emitter will create particles for 1000 frames, and we're also going to set the lifetime to 1000 as well, and we're also going to change our timeline end here to 1000 like that. And we want to change or we want to bring in a new object. So these objects here are actually just hollow objects, and you will not be able to render these out. So these are just an object of your imagination, so to say. So let's just bring in a real object instead. So I'm going to go to top view, and I'm going to bring in icosphere. So I'm going to go Shift A and go down to ico. Before we do anything with it, we're just going to go down to this small tab here and set the subdivision to 1, and then we can just move it on the X like that, maybe scale it down a little bit, and we're going to create a super quick and easy material. So click the material properties, click new, and change this principal BSDF into an emission, and we're going to change the strength here to 20. So set this to, you can set it to 10 as well, but I like a little bit flashy colors, so, or flashy white, so we're just gonna go with 20. And now if we click on this particle emitter, go into the particle settings, scroll down to render, open up this render tab, and change this render as from halo to object. Use the eyedropper tool to click on this icon, and what you also can do is set this scale randomness to 1. We can also increase the scale a little bit, and a good way when working with particle systems is always hold down shift, because that will give you more control when doing all this small fine tuning here. So I'm just gonna go with something like that, click on 7, and let's go, and I'm going to change the speed a little bit first. So what you can do here to increase the speed is just bring this lifetime number down, and we also want to bring this lifetime randomness up, so let's bring that up to somewhere around there. You can bring the lifetime down a little bit to give it a little bit more speed. I think that is pretty cool. And we can also change a number to say 10,000. And let's just change the world settings here as well. So we're gonna use Eevee. So I'm going to turn on ambient and bloom and screen. We're going to go into the world settings and change the color here from gray to black, not to white but to black, like that. And let's reset the particle system. So if your particle system is messing up, it's always a good idea, it's always a good idea to reset it, because then it will work as it should. So yeah, here we go. We're now creating this cool looking effect there. And what you also can do is scale this particle emitter. If you bring it down like that, you can make it a little bit smaller, so that is pretty cool. And it's a lot of stuff. I can just show you some stuff you can mess around with to make this even cooler at the end here. So if you go into, so let's just select this curve here and open up this physics properties. So if you mess around with these parameters here, you're gonna create all kinds of weird stuff. So if you set this, we can just show you, if we set this fall off here like that, you will create all kinds of weird stuff. And what you want, if you want to create something like this, you need to animate it in the timeline. So and you can mess around with this clumping amount as well. That will give you some cool effect. And so here you can just experiment with different stuff and create really cool stuff. So this is the way to make particles following a curve and to create this cool looking effect there. And if you learned something, please like and subscribe. Have a great day wherever you are, and peace out.